I want to thank them, not just the Filipinos, but everyone who's been cheering me on, and everyone who was there today, and everyone who's been part of my journey. Thank you.
She hasn't played a single point in Washington yet. No trophy. No wins this week. No headline-making match. And yet, somehow, it already feels like one of the biggest stories of the tournament is Alex Eala. So how did a 21-year-old from the Philippines become one of the most talked-about players before the Mubadala DC Open had even begun? The answer starts nearly 9,000 miles away, in Manila. 12 days before tournament week, Alex Eala returned home for what would become the biggest fan event of her career. Hosted by Globe, where she serves as a Gen G ambassador, the event filled the Glorieta Activity Center in Makati City with thousands of excited supporters. According to local reports, every level of the mall was packed. Fans filled the balconies, lined the railings, and waited for hours just to catch a glimpse of the country's biggest tennis star. For Eala, it wasn't just another appearance. It was proof that something extraordinary was happening. Standing in front of the crowd, she thanked everyone who had stayed up late to watch her matches and continued believing in her. "I'm doing my best to make you guys proud." She told them this year was only the start. It was a simple message. But those few words perfectly captured where her career stands today. Because this rise didn't happen overnight. Only weeks earlier, Alex Eala produced the biggest Wimbledon run ever by a Filipino player. Seeded 29th, the first Filipino ever to receive a Wimbledon singles seed, she opened with a dominant win over Renata Zarazua before defeating Maya Joint in the second round. Then came the match that changed everything. Across the net stood defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek. Almost everyone expected Swiatek to move on. Instead, Eala delivered one of the biggest upsets of the tournament, winning in straight sets, 7-6, 6-2, and becoming the first Filipino in history to reach the round of 16 in a Grand Slam singles event. Although her run ended in the next round against Jasmine Paolini, the message was already clear. Alex Eala wasn't just a promising young talent anymore. She had officially become one of the fastest rising players in women's tennis. That success sparked celebrations across the Philippines. When she returned home, she wasn't welcomed like an ordinary athlete. She was greeted at the airport by the country's top sports officials, traditional musicians, and hundreds of cheering fans waiting to celebrate her historic achievement. For many Filipinos, this wasn't simply another tennis player coming home. It was a national moment. Now, that momentum is traveling with her to Washington, D.C. The Mubadala DC Open features one of the strongest fields of the summer, filled with Grand Slam champions, top 20 players, and some of the biggest names on the WTA Tour. And right in the middle of that field stands world number 28, Alex Eala. Just 1 year ago, she was ranked around no. 140. Today, she's arriving as one of the hottest players in the sport. But perhaps the most fascinating story isn't even about the singles draw. It's about the player who chose to stand beside her. And that's where this story becomes even more remarkable. But Alex Eala's rise isn't only about rankings. It's about the respect she's earning from some of the biggest names in tennis. For the second tournament in a row, Venus Williams chose Alex Eala as her doubles partner. Think about that for a moment. One of the greatest players in tennis history didn't need a young partner for attention or publicity. She chose Eala again. That decision says more than any ranking ever could. Alex herself admitted that sharing the court with Venus was something she never imagined. She called it an incredible experience and said she was grateful for the chance to learn from someone she had admired for years. Moments like these don't happen by accident. They are earned. And that's exactly what Alex Eala has been doing all season. Every tournament, every match, every challenge. She's proving that her success isn't luck. It's the result of years of hard work and the courage to keep moving forward, even after difficult losses. Speaking to her fans in Manila, Alex shared a lesson that perfectly describes her journey. She said courage means showing up, even after a painful defeat. Showing up when things aren't going your way. Showing up because you refuse to give up. That mindset has completely changed her career. Just a year ago, very few people expected Alex Eala to become one of the biggest stories in women's tennis. Today, every tournament she enters feels different. More fans. More attention. More expectations. And now comes Washington. A city that hasn't even seen her play yet, but is already waiting for her. If she delivers another strong performance here, her momentum could become even bigger heading into the North American hardcourt season. And that's what makes this tournament so important. This isn't just another stop on the calendar. It could be the beginning of an even bigger chapter. One strong week can change everything. The confidence, the ranking, the belief, and maybe even the future of Philippine tennis. Whether Alex lifts the trophy or not, one thing is already clear. She's inspiring a new generation of fans. She's making history every time she steps onto the court. And she's proving that dreams from the Philippines can shine on the biggest stages in the world. Washington is only the next chapter. The story is far from over. Do you think Alex Eala can surprise everyone in Washington? Drop your prediction below, hit like, and subscribe to Tennis Hive for more tennis stories that matter. Welcome to the Hive.